You finally feel happy, and your first thought is, something bad is definitely about to happen. Welcome to happiness anxiety, where your brain treats peace like a setup. It's not pessimism. It's your nervous system running trauma-informed weather reports. Sunny with a 100% chance of disaster. You grew up with chaos as the baseline, so calm feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe. Your brain learned that good moments were usually followed by bad ones, so now it tries to pre-suffer as a defense strategy. You downplay joy, brace for pain, and sabotage yourself just to avoid the shock of disappointment. It's not that you hate being happy, you just don't trust it. And honestly, your nervous system thinks it's doing you a favor. Number 10. You get irritated when plans change. You call yourself just a planner, but deep down, even minor changes feel like emotional whiplash. Dinner got moved? You're silently spiraling. Someone canceled last minute? You're already rewriting the entire week in your head like it's a crisis response plan. This isn't just preference, it's control wiring. Your brain clings to structure because unpredictability feels like danger. That itch, that tension, that rising irritation. It's anxiety, sensory overload, or neurodivergence trying not to implode. You're not rigid. You're just running a nervous system that thinks go with the flow sounds like a threat. Number 9. Needing a perfect environment to get started. You tell yourself, I just need a clean desk, a coffee, and exactly 73% battery. Then I'll start. But surprise, you never start. This isn't procrastination. This is task initiation paralysis, a common feature of ADHD and executive dysfunction. Your brain isn't avoiding the task because it's hard. It's avoiding the start because that feels impossible. You create rituals, routines, and hyper-specific requirements to trick yourself into momentum. But if one thing's off, a squeaky chair, a weird smell, Mercury in retrograde, it all falls apart. You're not lazy. You're locked in a mental hostage negotiation with your to-do list. And the brain says, we don't move until the vibe is perfect. Spoiler, the vibe is never perfect. Number 8. You constantly think people secretly hate you. They smiled weird. They didn't heart your message. Clearly, they're plotting your downfall. This isn't just insecurity, it's paranoia light, with a side of social trauma and a sprinkle of low self-worth. Your brain reads neutral behavior like it's a coded message. They're done with you. You replay conversations, analyze emojis like crime scene evidence, and convince yourself that silence equals secret grudge. Even when people say, we're good, your brain replies, but are we though? This mental habit usually comes from a history where relationships did turn cold for no reason. So now your brain scans for signs of rejection, like it's trying to stop a breakup before it starts. Spoiler, most people aren't mad, they're just tired, or hungry, or bad at texting. You're not hated, you're just hypervigilant. Number 7. You feel guilty when you rest. You finally sit down to relax, and boom, guilt avalanche. Your brain whispers, you could be working, or cleaning, or saving the planet. This is internalized productivity guilt, the mental alarm that screams laziness anytime you stop moving. It's often tied to burnout culture, ADHD, or growing up with perfectionist wiring where worth was measured in output. You weren't taught to rest, you were taught to earn it. So now, doing nothing feels like failure. You multitask during TV. You feel bad for naps. You relax with a side of self-loathing. But here's the truth. Rest isn't a reward, it's a need. And your inner boss needs to be demoted to background noise. Number 6. You apologize when you're the one who got hurt. Someone bumps into you, and your reflex is, oh, sorry. This isn't manners. It's the fawn response running on autopilot. You're not just being polite. You're trying to neutralize the world before it turns on you. Somewhere along the line, you learned that conflict equals danger, and that the safest move was to pre-apologize for breathing too loud. Now you say sorry for things you didn't do, didn't cause, and sometimes didn't even notice. You apologize when someone interrupts you. You say sorry to chairs, pets, and occasionally your own reflection. This isn't about guilt, it's about survival. You're not overly nice. You're trauma trained to be inoffensive. Number 5. You struggle to remember entire days of your life. Wait, what did I do yesterday? It's not early onset memory loss. It might be dissociation. When life gets overwhelming, your brain hits the emergency eject button. You're technically present, but mentally, you're watching life happen through a foggy window on 1x speed. Your body's doing the chores, your face is nodding, but your mind, buffering. Dissociation is the brain's version of airplane mode, a built-in defense mechanism when stress, trauma, or anxiety hit overload. Instead of processing, you detach. Now whole days blur together. You second-guess memories. You feel weirdly distant from your own life, like you're watching it happen to someone else. You're not broken. You're just trying to survive the only way your brain knows how, by quietly disappearing. Number 4. You joke about your trauma constantly. Your childhood, a comedy special, your breakup, prime meme material. Humor is your shield, your sword, your emotional duct tape. You've turned pain into punchlines so smoothly that even you forget there's real hurt underneath. People call you the funny one, but really, you're just fluent in deflection. This is emotional avoidance dressed up as charm, a classic coping mechanism in PTSD, chronic anxiety, and anyone who learned early that vulnerability wasn't safe, but laughter was. You tell the joke before anyone can feel sorry for you. You roast your own trauma before someone else brings it up. But here's the kicker. If every conversation is a stand-up set, when do you actually feel seen? You're not broken. You're just bleeding through the jokes and hoping no one looks too closely. Number 3. Rewatching the same show over and over. You've watched The Office 17 times, but can't commit to one new episode of anything else. That's not just comfort. That's survival mode with a Netflix login. When your brain is overstimulated, anxious, or burnt out, it doesn't want novelty. It wants predictability. Rewatching familiar shows gives your nervous system a break. No emotional plot twists. No new characters to decode. Just safe, reliable background noise, where you already know who dies, who cries, and when to laugh. Your dopamine system says, please don't surprise me. I've been through enough. And honestly, it's got a point. Number 2. You mentally prepare to be fired every time your boss emails you. Subject line, quick chat. You, I'm being fired, blacklisted, sued, and publicly shamed. Gotta update my LinkedIn and fake my own death. Welcome to catastrophic projection, where every vague email feels like the start of your downfall. It's not rational. It's reflex. Your brain reads quick chat and fills in the blanks with worst-case scenarios because it's wired to expect danger, not clarity. This usually comes from a combo of low self-worth and high-stakes upbringing, where mistakes were treated like moral failures. Now you assume trouble before facts. You panic before punctuation. Spoiler, your boss probably just wants to ask if you saw that calendar invite. But sure, go ahead and mentally rehearse your exit interview, just in case. Number 1. Chewing pens, shirt collars, straws. You're not just fidgeting. You're running a full-blown nervous system hack with your teeth. This is called oral sensory-seeking behavior, and it's common in people with ADHD, anxiety, or general stress overload. When your brain's on edge, chewing stuff gives your body something to do. It's grounding, calming, primitive even. Basically, your mouth is tricking your brain into thinking, we're safe now, like, look, we're chewing. We can't be in danger if we're snacking on this pen cap. You're not weird, you're self-regulating. And if that straw has teeth marks, that's just emotional data. So maybe you're not just quirky. Maybe your brain's waving a white flag in disguise. If this hit a little too hard, hit like, or don't. I'll just assume you're dissociating. Drop a comment if you saw yourself in any of these, or if you're watching this while rewatching The Office again. And subscribe for more painfully relatable content, straight from the brain's weirdest corners.